Hello, my name's Joe Granitto, and this is my newsletter, completely redesigned and more focused around you, the viewer. And I just want to give you a quick backstory as to who I am. I am currently double duty today at the moment. I have my 9 month old daughter with me, and I am trying to work, and I'm also trying to do this. And I thought, oh, let's do this elaborate video of, like really cool and formal in my studio. And I can't right now. So we are going to just be doing this off the cuff video because I want to emphasize here that this newsletter is based off of my own experience, my own journey in helping other people achieve what they want to do. So for me, like I'm trying to escape the 9 to 5 work life style at some point in the future. My goals have somewhat shifted a little bit over the last few months, obviously, because I now have a child. My wife is a registered nurse and she works in the ICU. So I know she would much prefer to be home with us and spend more time with family. So my perspective has really shifted towards that. But I want to give you a little bit of a background as to who I am. And rather than have you read through all these emails, I want you to hear it directly from me because I feel like it's more personal for you. So feel free to stick around. I will try to keep this short and sweet to the point because I'm sure a lot of my background will come out in future newsletters or in future videos, etc. So back in 2015, I started working for Uber Technologies, like the actual Uber. You call a ride, get a ride, whatever. I worked for the corporate side of the company. I didn't actually work as a driver. Ironically enough, I did at one point, but that's a later story. So I started off as a contractor with them, and I was working in the support centers, and then I became a full time employee in 2017. I experienced their IPO, I think it was like a year or two later, and I have like swag that you cannot get from Uber. Like I have a jacket that is specifically for the IPO launch. So I still hold on to some of that stuff because it's a really cool point of history of my career. But in 2019, I met my now wife, Jackie, who I will reference here and there, obviously. And then in 2020, while we were dating, I had to work from home because of the pandemic, obviously. And our CEO was boasting about how strong the company was. Like, we have all this unrestricted cash. Like, we'll be fine. We'll weather the storm. And then 2 days later, on May 5th, I got a call on my calendar early in the morning, and it was with HR. And myself, along with 3,700 other people, got laid off. That was the first round of layoffs with Uber, and it really sucked. I went through like this whole phase of hatred and resentment. But just 2 days before that, my manager at the time was like, "Oh yeah, they rely on us. They won't get rid of us, you know." But that wasn't true. So when that happened, I just lost faith in any corporation because when I looked at Uber, I looked at them as like being different than traditional companies because this was a startup company. They did things differently. I was trying to move up within the company, and I'm really glad that I didn't because the place I was looking to go, which was Dallas Fort Worth, shut down completely. Like it no longer exists, and so I dodged a bullet essentially, and I really thought to myself at the time that I didn't know what I was more afraid of, to get let go because of the pandemic or to go back to my job, which I resented a lot. And that's why I was trying to move up in the company because I wanted to do something else. So I went through 3 months of just trying to figure out what I want to do as my next step. I get a decent severance pay. I saw the writing on the wall before this ever happened. So that's when I started my financial journey, like really boosting up my financial stability. So I do love personal finance as well. And, after 3 months, I was like, okay, let's just go get a job, get whatever I can get. Got a part-time job at a warehouse for FedEx, worked that for 9 months, and then I'm in the position I'm in now today in another tech company, not a startup. And I still work that position to this day. Like I switched positions since then, but I'm still with the same company. And so I still have a lot of distrust in corporate work. and providing my lifestyle, which is not a very fancy lifestyle. Like this dresser I'm actually leaned up against was my dad's when he was growing up, and then it was mine when I was growing up until my daughter was born. This was mine, and I'm 31 years old. So like I don't try to live a lavish lifestyle. I do like some things are very expensive, like tech or my laptop or my camera, my car. Like I do like certain things that are expensive, but I don't try to portray having a lifestyle that's not sustainable, if that makes sense. So, what I do now with my job is I use what I have from that job, the skills, the money that I earn, and I put it into other places of my life. We are now officially real estate investors. This is our second house we've bought. Our first house is becoming a rental as we speak, and that's fantastic. We have hit milestones financially that people our age don't hit very easily. So there's a lot of achievements that I've accomplished over the years since then, and I'm very proud of where we have come to. But what I want to do is share my story with you, share my experiences with you, and share my knowledge with you. And this newsletter started back in 2024 as Friday. So my old team at this company loved Friday. We'd say, hey, happy Friday, like this is the end of the week. And there wasn't really anything behind the name other than celebrating the weekend, because as a 9 to 5 worker, you like Fridays. And ironically enough, I am filming this on a Friday. So, but I changed it because the mission has changed. The mission that I have for this newsletter is to create a hub of resources, knowledge, and expertise for you to use in order to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And so I've changed the name to 9 to 5 to Creator. And the reason why I changed it to that is because it encompasses what my goal is and the goal that I want to help other people with. So going from your 9 to 5 to becoming a creator. And you can be a creator of whatever it is that you want. You can, no, don't get in that. Hold on. How did you open your diaper trash? Sorry, this is my life. And I'm not cutting this, so this is just raw. I'm sorry. So my goal is to become a full-time creator. I do get to work from home, which is fantastic. I get to spend more time with my daughter and my wife whenever she's home. But I still feel chained. Like right now, before I started recording this, I heard a Slack notification go off in my office, which is across the hall. And I hate that notification sound so much. Most of you probably use Teams. I used to have Teams, and I know exactly how annoying that is. But like, I just don't want to feel chained, if that makes sense. Like, everything about my life hinges on my job or my wife's job. I just don't want that. I don't like relying on other people, because whenever I rely on other people, I end up disappointed. And if I rely on myself and I screw up, I own it. So that's why my choice of lifestyle is to be an entrepreneur. And it's not just to be a full-time creator. Like, I want to be a full-time creator as like my passion job. But I also want to pursue my passions in real estate investment and other things. And so it's not just the one thing. And so 9 to 5 to Creator, although it talks about escaping the 9 to 5 lifestyle and becoming a content creator, it can be anything. It could be 9 to 5 to traveler. It could be 9 to 5 to entrepreneur. It could be 9 to 5 to fill in the blank. But 9 to 5 Creator is designed to focus on your needs, and then whatever your needs are, like if it's just information, you just need a little bit of guidance, that's how this newsletter will be fueled. And so you'll be given a question down below in this email where I will ask you a question. And if you can just take 30 seconds of your time out of your day, you've already given me 9 minutes of your time, answer that question. And then you'll get a second email following this one in about a day, and it will be asking you a separate question that is pretty much in alignment with what this first question is. When you answer those questions, that helps me help you. That sounds cliche, but really, this is what this newsletter is going to be about. Now, I do still share my own expertise, my own subjects I want to talk about. That's not going to go away. But what's going to change is this is now going to be a community driven newsletter primarily. And so, any topics, anything you want to talk about, I will look through them and I will pick the ones that sound interesting for the next newsletter. And that newsletter still goes out every Friday because it works for me and it still keeps in tune with the Friday celebration, like look something to look forward to. So please answer that question and then answer the question tomorrow and we'll see where this goes. And if you've enjoyed this so far, enjoyed my background as much as I've been recording it, let me know. There is so much more that I can talk about my life, but I kind of want to just give you the cliff notes of what drove me to be here. And I'm sure that I will share a lot more about my background in the future because I love sharing about my life. I love sharing about my interests and stuff like that. So you'll get much more of that. But I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you so much for signing up for this newsletter, and I will see you in the next publish.